water in Wichita Falls, but some basements are too, forcing people to leave their homes after relentless rain. Ahead, how many are affected and what major highways are swamped in the wake of all this flooding? Meanwhile, parts of Texas are still dealing with the threat of more storms and heavy rain, where the threat for the worst weather will ramp up today and for the holiday weekend. And with countless ceremonies and parades planned this Memorial Day weekend to honor those who served and continue to serve our country, the big question is, will the weather cooperate? We have that answer right now on Weather Center Live. Thank you so much for joining us for Weather Center Live. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Alexandra Steele. Well, we begin today with a city struggling with high water. Now, flooding has driven residents from their homes on the east side of Wichita Falls, Texas. We're going to take you there and show you. But here's a look. The Wichita River has risen dramatically, actually expected to crest tomorrow morning. The Red Cross has set up a shelter for the Tanglehood neighborhood. The elementary school there is closed. The high water has covered a major road between Texas and Colorado. So with more on the relentless rain and when we're going to see it, here's Viv.
Yes, Alexandra, we were following this very same story yesterday, so today it's kind of deja vu. So the wet get wetter across the central and southern plains. Talk about Wichita Falls, Texas. Take a look now. The driest year we had on record was back in 2011, and we only picked up a little shy of 13 inches. But believe it or not, so far this year, in the month of May, we've picked up over 12 and a half inches, almost 12 and a half inches. So just kind of giving you the perspective of what we're talking about in terms of so much rain we've had across the Lone Star State. In fact, near Wichita Falls, Texas, the Wichita River, as Alex mentioned, is going to crest, we think, tomorrow morning, right shy of the record crest flood stage of 24.4 feet. We're expecting the river to crest tomorrow at 39 or 23.9 feet. And again, here is a look at how much rain we have had. There you see Wichita Falls, a little less than 12 and a half inches, almost 14 inches in Oklahoma City. And Dallas, you've picked up 6 inches or more since the beginning of the month. So more rain, unfortunately, on already very saturated grounds, because we just cannot change this upper air pattern, which is very conducive for the heavy rain and storms over the central and southern plains. The deep trough of low pressure across the west with the jet stream taking that dive and all little disturbances riding around that trough. So by the weekend, we're talking about Texas and Oklahoma once again in the crosshairs of some of the heavier rain and the downpours right on through Sunday and even Memorial Day itself. Back to you, Alex.
All right, Viv, thank you so much. All right, of course, all the flooding rain and the storms, another issue today, not only for the southern plains, but the mid-Atlantic, Washington, D.C. included. And we're joined now by our own storm specialist, Dr. Greg Postel. And, you know, Greg, just coming out now, a severe thunderstorm warning until 8 o'clock, right? So kind of juicing up the atmosphere, maybe.
Yeah, the atmosphere is getting a little bit more unstable in parts of now North Carolina, where we do have a severe thunderstorm watch out until 8 o'clock tonight. Let's go to the area that we think the severe weather is most likely to happen today across the eastern part of the Carolina, in the coastal plain and part of the Piedmont as well, extending as far back as Fayetteville, including Wilmington and Cape Hatteras, and all of the small towns in between. That's where the worst of the storms we think will be today in the area, and shaded in red. And of course, surrounding that, there'll likely be some thunderstorms, more garden variety stuff, kind of like what's going on now. But I think these storms here, as they move eastward, are going to encounter a more unstable air mass and will probably intensify during the afternoon hours. You can see some storms just to the west or moving right over Rockingham, North Carolina right now. Those heading toward Fayetteville will probably strengthen, as will these moving through the Raleigh-Durham area and also Rocky Mount. So if you live in Greensville, Kinston, Jacksonville, and of course all of the small towns there, even along the coastal parts of Carolina, North Carolina, that would be, watch out for big storms later on today moving in from the west. So you can see right now in the visible satellite pictures, a lot of clear skies in the eastern half of the state, right in here, basically east of Raleigh. And you can see kind of the rugged appearance of the clouds right along here. And that's the stuff that's moving in. That's the sort of the disturbed part of the atmosphere that's moving in to that instability. And with that in mind, the Storm Prediction Center has gone ahead and put out that severe thunderstorm watch for North Carolina, including, well, areas just to the southeast of Raleigh, Wilmington, Hatteras as well. Again, that's until 8 o'clock tonight. Here's why, is that sort of cluster of storms move eastward across the state. It's encountering a much more humid and unstable air mass right just to the east of that low pressure system, about 25 miles to the southwest of Raleigh. So look at some of these dew points, mid-70s. That's definitely enough to support some big storms, and I think we're going to see that later on today in combination with an upper level circulation moving through right about here. You can kind of see it. The atmosphere is being lifted right now, and this is a sign of things to come. And timing it out sort of hour by hour, you can see big storms 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon all up and down the Carolina coast. Probably not really exiting the coast until about 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. Stay tuned for all the latest. Alex, back to you.
All right, Greg, thanks a lot. We'll see you soon. All right, storms are also in the forecast for Memorial Day weekend here in the same area. Once again being impacted by severe weather and flooding, of course, two major issues we've been watching, including Dallas. Dallas has picked up an incredible amount of rain, more rain in a month than they've seen in a year in the past. So Dallas, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, scattered showers and storms. Inundation just a few days ago with flooding and tornadoes, and once again, just locked in this pattern, and it's coming. Here's this upper level low, and of course, all this moisture kind of just being pumped in. Not a lot of movement in the atmosphere, and thus, once again, real no pattern change. So unfortunately, incredible flooding, more rain, potentially 3 to 5 inches of rain. And here we go. Thunderstorm forecast for tomorrow. Isolated tornadoes, again, very heavy rain. What we've seen with these storms are just kind of rain dumpers. So one good thing on the upside in this part of the world, what we've seen is almost an eradication of the drought. No extreme drought here for the first time since 2010. But in the last 20 years, how that happens is by flooding rain. So 3 for Torcon, meeting a 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles on Saturday. And you can see they have the same area impacted on Sunday once again.
Oh, and that is not good news. Thanks, Alex. Well, where is the most active weather in the nation right now? We are scanning the radar, and we'll let you know when we return. Plus, the push to mop up an oil spill. How much progress has been made and how this oil spill stacks up against others. And who's winning and who's losing the battle against the drought. In some places, the bad drought is becoming a fast memory, but others are facing the start of mandatory water cuts due to the worsening drought. We'll let you know who's who.
I typed my name, and Ancestry opened the door to the world's largest online collection of family history records. Discover your story today at Ancestry.com.
A message from the Pulaski Law Firm. A government study reports thousands of workers have been diagnosed with asbestos-related mesothelioma. To compensate those affected, asbestos trusts have been established with $30 billion in initial funding. You may be entitled to financial compensation without ever going to court. Act now. Call 1-800-950-MESO for a free consultation. If you've been diagnosed with mesothelioma, get the best care available. Then call us. Mesothelioma. Don't fight it alone.
What does Jennifer Lopez know about burning fat that you don't?
Total burn.
With a key ingredient shown in a clinical trial to help participants burn off 15% of their body fat.
Be the girl of your dreams.
When it comes to food, pets know what they want, and so do we. That's why you'll find simple, natural ingredients like real meat and wholesome veggies and delicious Rachael Ray Nutrish recipes with no fillers or byproducts.
Guys, I said I'd be back.
Give your pets the food they would make for themselves, if they could. Rachael Ray Nutrish. Real recipes, real ingredients, real good. Also available in zero grain, with zero grains, glutens, or fillers.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time.
Let's get this thing right. This is my one shot.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. The new season starts June 7th, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under partly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
It was right on top of us. And then it hit. And we took it to the edge. Didn't give up.
It may seem strange, but people really can love their laxative, especially when it's Miralax. It hydrates, eases, and softens to unblock your system naturally, so you have peace of mind from start to finish. Love your laxative, Miralax.
Let's do this. Let's move outdoors for the next few months. Let's build a kitchen under the clouds. A dining room with no walls, no ceiling. Let's put it all together. Then, let's get together. A lot. Let's do this. Earth Grow Mulch or Miracle Grow Garden Soil, your choice, just 4 for $10. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
So you think this chip is nothing to worry about? Well, at Safelite, we know sooner or later, every chip will crack. These friends were on a trip when their windshield got chipped. So they scheduled at Safelite.com. They didn't have to change their plans or worry about a thing.
I'll see you in a little bit.
And I fixed it right away with a strong repair they can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a Safelite repair is no cost to you.
Really?
Being there whenever you need us, that's another Safelite advantage.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
This just into the Weather Channel from the Storm Prediction Center, a severe thunderstorm watch. It is out until 8 o'clock local time. Notice it includes the eastern parts, the outer banks of North Carolina, the Cape Hatteras area, down to Wilmington. Please be aware that strong winds can accompany some of these storms, as well as hailstones and the dangerous lightning strikes, too. That's what we do have some reports of. But the rain is moving through the Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area, but the embedded stronger storms now just getting ready to push through Raleigh, and this is the region as it moves east that's on guard now for the severe weather as we go through the next several hours. So we will keep you updated. Alex?
All right, it is time now to show you the way the weather is affecting headlines around the country today. Well, let's update you, of course, on the flooding in Wichita Falls, Texas. Residents living in the Tanglewood neighborhood were forced to leave their homes. The Wichita River is rising and expected to crest tomorrow morning. The Red Cross has a shelter open and help for those in need. To southern Arizona we go. Crews there battling a brush fire. It started when an RV caught fire yesterday. 500 acres have burned. That is why, of course, we're seeing such a rough weather as well with the very strong winds there. The fire has closed parts of US 83, and with the winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, the weather is not helping. And of course, the West figures are out this morning as of 8:30, the latest drought conditions. 4 years of horrible drought has done some serious damage. Look at this. This is the darkest, most extreme flooding, and that's half of the state of California. So they've had water about a half to a quarter of what they should. Snowless winters, not a lot of rain in the summers, and this is the year. So this starts January, and it's only gotten worse. So as you can see, as we head through time, we've seen just incredibly dry conditions, and they've picked up about 2 to 3 inches of rain all year. Texas, Viv, places have picked up 12 inches in the last 3 weeks. So it just shows you, it's not apples to apples, but certainly it shows you the kind of the climate differences in the West and the South.
Yeah, and speaking of apples to apples, other parts of California, crews are mopping up after more than 6,000 gallons of oil spilled along the coast of California's Santa Barbara County. NBC's Hallie Jackson updates us on the 24-hour-a-day push to clean up the goo from a broken pipeline.
2 slicks now stretch 9 miles down the Santa Barbara coast. Boats with booms trying to contain the crude oil. And on the normally pristine beach, workers meticulously rake thick sludge, suited up in hazmat gear. A mile down the shoreline, volunteers use bare hands.
Some volunteers are using shovels to try to get this oil into buckets. Others say it's actually easier to use their hands to scoop up this oil from the sand and then take it off the beach.
Some came hoping to help wildlife, only to find there's nothing to save.
Everything's either dead, gone, and a mess. It's just miles and miles of oil.
Christina Guerrero's 16-year-old daughter scooped oil into buckets, each wave washing up more.
This is a lesson we should have learned in 1969.
The 1969 oil spill, which started the modern-day environmental movement, still feels fresh in the minds of folks who live here. That offshore leak dumped 4.2 million gallons of crude oil into the Pacific and spread some 300 miles along the coast. This spill, by comparison, stretches just 9 miles, with estimates that more than 100,000 gallons flowed from a broken pipe. Linda Kropp at the Environmental Defense Center says it's too soon to tell how badly the spill's hurting birds and other animals here.
You know, I know everybody says there's no good place for an oil spill, but this is one of the worst places to have an oil spill.
The company that owns the pipeline, Plains All American, says it hopes to minimize the impact on the environment.
We are committed to the thorough cleanup of this accident. We are sorry for the inconvenience experienced by the community.
With Memorial Day weekend around the corner, campers at a nearby state beach have been forced to leave this popular playground for whale watchers and sunbathers. The concern now, the slick will spread further, a coastal paradise under threat.
Hopefully they can clean up that oil very soon.
What a shame. All right, this just in, a severe thunderstorm watch you can see, including the Outer Banks of North Carolina, from Wilmington to Raleigh to Duck and Corolla until 8 o'clock tonight. So just be weather aware out there.
Bridgestone is changing the game in tire performance.
So Will Arnett can get to the store when he's out of diapers.
Well, to be clear, they're not for me. They're for my son. So we should probably go.
We switched Will's tires to Bridgestone's revolutionary Drive Guard tires.
Oh, those look sharp.
It's okay. Our Drive Guard tires are engineered to take a puncture and drive up to 50 miles on a flat, so no side of the road.
Well, that's good because the side of the road is dangerous, especially since we're going commando.
Weird?
What commando mean?
Beautiful job. I knew you had it in you. And it was easy because of what I have in me. You know, the color-rich technology and all-climate protection package. It penetrates deep for long-lasting protection and beauty. And I'm the only one who's got it.
Olympic Elite, for exceptional beauty and protection that lasts. Olympic, simply done. Exclusively at Lowe's. This Memorial Day, stop by Lowe's and save $10 per gallon on Olympic's best paints and stains. Just another way Olympic makes it easy every step of the way.
Are you missing out on life because you're putting off neck or back surgery? Call Laser Spine Institute, the leader in minimally invasive spine surgery, to learn how a less than 1-inch incision can have you up and walking within a few hours of surgery, free from chronic back pain, and with no hospital stay and no lengthy recovery. If you or a loved one have been diagnosed with spinal stenosis, bulging or herniated disc, sciatica, or other chronic conditions, call today for your MRI review.
There were times my boss would send me home because I was in excruciating pain. Going to Laser Spine Institute, I go in, I have the procedure, and walk out a changed person, good to go back to work. I can't tell you how much happier I am. It's changed my life completely.
If you've been told you might need neck or back surgery, call 1-855-450-BACK for your MRI review.
Laser Spine Institute, a less than 1-inch incision, a lifetime of standing tall.
Control the weather, so we build things to harness it.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
At Tire Kingdom, get Memorial Day savings the entire month of May. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free instantly when you get them installed. Choose from Goodyear, Continental, Cooper, Nitto, and more. Get your Memorial Day savings now at your neighborhood Tire Kingdom. Home of the lowest tire price guarantee. Buy 3 tires, get 1 free. Tire Kingdom Service Centers. That's all you need.
As former firemen, we learned the key to doing a great job was to work well together.
It's also the key to making a great sandwich.
Take our turkey bacon ranch sub, piled high with smoked turkey breast, sharp cheddar cheese, creamy peppercorn ranch, then topped with bacon.
Or try our Hook and Ladder Light. It starts at just $5.49. Like all our subs, a perfect balance of ingredients working well together.
If only you and your barber could work so well together.
At least I still need one. Please.
Firehouse Subs, founded by firemen.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures, and every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
For many, it is the unofficial start to summer, right? Memorial Day weekend coming on, and a lot of you will spend part of it perhaps holiday shopping, but weather could affect some of those plans. You know, as we've been talking about, of course, storms are in the forecast for some, others facing much cooler temperatures. And here to put the impact of weather on business in perspective is our business analyst, Paul Walsh. And Paul, you know, let's begin with some good economic signs, right, as we head into the holiday. Housing starts coming up. Why is that?
Well, there's a little bit of pent-up demand going on, Alex. Of course, we've been talking about this the last couple of months on the back of that brutally cold winter. We've been expecting this sort of bounce back once we got some real spring weather. And in April, in fact, we saw April housing starts were the highest they've been in 7 years. Right, one caveat on that, however, is that I talked to Jed Kolko today, who's the chief economist for real estate website Trulio, and he mentions that that's kind of a sugar high. So we wouldn't expect that to continue, but at least it is a good sign of economic strength. What do consumers and retailers hope for Memorial Day weekend? Warm, dry weather is really the key here. Right. And for this Memorial Day weekend, of course, we're going to have the flooding rains in the south central part of the country, which is going to be bad news for retailers because people obviously will be staying home. They'll be trying to keep themselves safe. But for the rest of the country, actually, it's looking like a really, really nice Memorial Day weekend. We're going to have seasonally warm, maybe even hot temperatures in the Northeast. And that follows, of course, our brutally cold winter. So we still have a little bit of that pent-up demand, especially in Boston. It's really going to be feeling good, and people are still sort of feeling those tailwinds of being cooped up all winter. So overall, on net, I think the weather is going to be a positive for the economy. But again, you can't discount the fact that we're going to be seeing those very, very wet and relatively cool conditions in the Southwest and in the plains. You know, Paul, whether you're watching TV or reading the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times or whatever, it seems like the analytics of weather and businesses and retailers, it seems like it's all the rage now. Has it gotten to be more popular? Yeah, because it's one of those things that is both measurable, so companies can measure the effect that weather has on all of us. And it is also predictable. You know, the forecasts are very, very accurate. And so when you combine those two, you can really anticipate what people are going to be needing in the next day or two or even 3 days. Mm-hmm. And businesses that have that kind of information can be much more effective in terms of how they advertise and the kind of products that they put in front of us. And ultimately, that's good for all of us. It's good for businesses because they're able to sell more. It's good for us because they're selling us what we need exactly when we need it. It's so interesting. What a fascinating analytics. So, you know, Target, will they be stocking bikinis or bomber jackets contingent upon what the forecast is in the next 7, 12, 24 days, you know? Right. Interesting. Paul Walsh. Thank you so much. What a fascinating study. All right, talking about bikinis, are they going to wear them in Miami today and through the weekend? Here's Viv.
Well, I think so. Perhaps already in the bikinis, as we have temperatures in the upper 80s right now in the Miami area and a fair amount of sunshine. We're really looking good. Here's a look at the overall forecast now as we go into the holiday weekend. We're looking good on Saturday. There's an increased chance of an afternoon thunderstorm, though, on Sunday, so bear that in mind for your barbecues outdoors. And even on Memorial Day itself with temperatures in the upper 80s. Again, an isolated chance of a thunder shower. Now, you ask about the water temperatures. They're in the low 80s, so the water temperature is a little cooler than the air temperature, so you know you'll be drawn to the beach, but please be prepared to run quickly indoors if you see lightning and certainly if you hear thunder. Here's a look at the national forecast on Saturday. The bulk of the inclement weather will be right here in the middle of the country, including maybe some additional flooding woes in Texas and Oklahoma. So we will definitely keep you updated on that. Even as we look at the forecast for Sunday, right in the middle of the country is where we'll find the bulk of the showers and storms, easing a little bit to the east on Monday. Alex?
All right, Viv, thank you. Well, weather is certainly not taking a break for the upcoming holiday weekend. Floodwaters driving people from their homes in Wichita Falls, Texas. What's being done there? We're going to take you live and talk about how bad it is and where people can go and are there places to go. That's next.
1 can of Bush's beans. Well, this is a predicament. Home style sounds good, but country style not without its charms. Brown sugar hickory? Who says no to hickory? Not this guy. New sweet heat? Sure. There are no rules here. No rules on aisle 4.
Our new sweet heat is cooked according to our secret family recipe with a sweet and spicy chili sauce.
Did you get a can of Bush's beans?
Yes, I did.
Bush's Beans. What's your favorite flavor?
Bush's Beans. What's your favorite flavor?
Wet Willie's what they called him on the street. Rogue hoses, rain, and juicy llamas. Soaked his pants, waist to feet. Duluth Dry on the Fly pants saved the day. All that water got wicked right away. He goes by Bill today. Duluth Dry on the Fly pants. Unwet your pants. Get a pair. Only at DuluthTrading.com.
Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. The seal you can trust with stain and sealer in one and easy to choose colors. Exceptional beauty and protection have never been easier. Thompson's Water Seal Waterproofing Stain. Available at the Home Depot.
When I'm out in the hot sun, I know how to hydrate on the inside. But what about my skin?
Coppertone Sports Sunscreen puts a breathable layer on your skin to help keep it hydrated by holding in natural moisture while providing protection from harmful UV rays.
Game on.
Coppertone Sport.
We don't just certify our pre-owned vehicles. We inspect, analyze, and recondition each one until it's nothing short of a genuine certified pre-owned Mercedes-Benz for the next new owner. Hurry into your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer during the certified pre-owned sales event now through June 1st for exceptional offers.
We are fashion-forward people. We live in a fashion-forward world.
And that's why we have a fashion-forward dog.
Welcome back, Ford. It's great to see you.
Morgan, his groomer, knows how important style is to Ford.
She can read his mood. She can know what he's going for, the look he wants. The last cut you did was inspired.
You know, when he's in the dog park,
you see it.
Other dogs just admire
doing
him.
this like you see dogs are like.
Double takes, a doggy double take.
Pethood's better with a partner. Now you can book appointments with our groomers online at PetSmart.com.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
Home Advisor.
Control the weather, so we build things to harness it.
This is about how far you can push yourself.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. Today, mixed clouds and sun with scattered thunderstorms. High 87. Chance of rain 50%. Tonight, partly cloudy, chance of a thunderstorm. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures, and every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
Well, so much water you need a jet ski to get around. A little bit dangerous there, but it is a scene you're seeing in parts of Oklahoma and Texas where the wet weather will continue to go. Is that Barry laughing? It is 1/2 on Weather Channel, Weather Center Live. I'm Alexandra Steele. And we are under 2 threats right now in different parts of the state. A severe thunderstorm watch in effect until 8 o'clock tonight for portions of the Carolinas. Our storm specialist, Greg Postel, will have more on that in just a moment. But to really what is front and center, and of course, and has garnered all the news, the flooding, dramatic and historic. It has driven residents from their homes on the east side of Wichita Falls in Texas. The Wichita River has risen dramatically, expecting to crest tomorrow morning. The Red Cross has set up a shelter for the Tanglewood neighborhood. The elementary school is closed there. High water covering a major road between Texas and Colorado. It is almost really unbelievable for that city. 30 days ago, the city was in a catastrophic drought. Today, they're ordering flood evacuations. Barry Levy works for the city there and joins us on the phone right now. Thank you, Mr. Levy, for joining us. So could you have imagined that this was possible just 30 days ago?
It is still unbelievable to most residents here. It's our lakes were sitting at about 20% 2 weeks ago, and now they are almost completely full. We welcome the rain. We're thankful for it. We're ready for it to show. Just about full.
Yeah, to go from drought to deluge, but in about 20 years, that's really the only way in this part of the country seemingly to kind of get out of this drought. And so with all of this flooding, what is the city doing to get the word out about evacuations? Because there are places to go in shelters in the schools, right?
It's, we use social media pretty extensively. The local media is wonderful to work with. They get the word out. We're holding press conferences. Our law enforcement and fire personnel are going door to door in each neighborhood. They did that yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening. They've done it twice today, and they will do it again this afternoon just to make sure everybody gets out and gets out safely.
I read that residents there requesting sandbags from the Red Cross. Is that true? Do they give them the sandbags, or the places there like Lowe's, Home Depot, and Atwoods all have sandbags available? Do you see people going to get those?
We have 3 locations that I'm aware of where people can go pick up the bags and sand, and then they can prepare the bags themselves. And that's available to people within the city and out in the county as well.
Lake Kickapoo, 100% capacity, filling and spilling over into the spillway. When is the last time you've seen something like this? How dramatic really is it?
The last time I visited our lakes, I could still walk across sections where I should have about 20 feet of water over my head, above my head. So just from my perspective, it's astonishing to go from such extremes. Just amazing.
And we're looking at that note there. You can see cresting tomorrow morning at 23.9 feet, the Wichita River. Barry Levy, Wichita Falls, Texas. Thank you so much. Be safe, certainly, and good luck to all of your residents. But now with more on all this wet weather in the areas that just keep getting wetter, here's Viv to tell that story.
Yes, Alexandra, that is our highlighted area as the wet gets wetter in the plains as we anticipate more rain on already very saturated grounds. As you just heard, we're talking about rivers overflowing their banks in many areas, in particular around the Wichita Falls area, south central Oklahoma into the northern parts there of Texas, right near the Red River. That's where we've had over a foot, up to 1.5 feet of rain across the region. As mentioned, now the Wichita River is expected to crest tomorrow morning at 23.9 feet, and that's very close to the record crest that was set back in 2011. Now here's a look at Wichita Falls. How much rain are we expecting over the next several days? Now today maybe a little less than 1/4 inch, but tomorrow over 1 inch of rain, and then Saturday over 2 inches of rain, and then on Sunday almost 1.5 inches, and then on Monday we start to taper off. But any additional rain, of course, can just exacerbate the flooding problems that we're having. So here is the setup. We have this stationary front. Now a front is just a boundary that separates dissimilar air masses. If it's a cold front, that means the cold air is winning the battle. If it's a warm front, then the warm air is winning the battle. When it's a stationary front, neither air mass is winning the battle. So it'll just be the focal point for showers and storms and the converging of the air and lifting of the air and just all of this deep tropical moisture that's in place being pulled in from the western and central Gulf of Mexico. Just a lot of deep moisture moisture available, and showers and storms will be erupting, we think, later on today, right on through the weekend. Here's a look at Saturday's outlook. There you see everywhere you see the green now. There's a chance of the rain and the embedded storms, even on Sunday, spreading into Oklahoma. As you can see, maybe an additional 5 to 8 inches right in these areas that are already waterlogged. Let's go back to the lab now with Alex, who's joined by Dr. Greg Postel.
All right, Viv, thank you very much. Well, as you said, here is Dr. Postel. All right, so we're talking about Cape Hatteras, the Outer Banks, North Carolina. You expected this today?
Yeah, this was pretty much on our bucket list, I guess, today. We could sort of sense that there was going to be severe weather today, Fayetteville, Wilmington, North Carolina. And I think the primary hazards would be high winds and hail. I don't think the tornado threat is real high. It doesn't mean there won't be one, but I think more likely is big hail and high winds. We can already see some storms forming right along kind of central North Carolina, moving through and just north of Raleigh, and then another batch down there with the little squiggles showing you the lightning bolts. But I think as these storms move eastward, I think they're going to strengthen because they're moving into an air mass that's getting more unstable.
So if you're out on the beach, you know, the beginning of the holiday weekend, maybe you're out in Duck and Corral in the Outer Banks, just kind of keep an eye to that western sky. If these really do kind of get juicier and become severe, it'll be when now everyone's out there, 4 and 5?
Yeah, I think that's about right. There is a severe thunderstorm watch out until 8 o'clock, meaning the conditions are ripe for the development of severe thunderstorms in and close to that watch area. And you can see that the stuff really in the modeling shows pretty much right about where it is, maybe a little bit farther east as we move through the afternoon hours. And some of these could be pretty spicy, and you know, with big hail and some high winds as well. So watch out until about 8 or 9 o'clock. Everything then shifts offshore.
All right, so if you're out there and it gets spicy, go inside and get something spicy.
Get something to eat or drink.
Right, a spicy drink.
Why not? And you know what? Tomorrow we've got a chance for some severe weather too across the high plains, where I think we have a larger or a higher risk for tornadoes tomorrow across the high plains with torquons of 3. 30% chance of a tornado within 50 miles of a location, all the way from eastern Colorado, western Kansas through the Texas Panhandle, kind of like where they've seen it a lot of already this year.
Why is that?
It's amazing. That's a great question. And part of it, you know, you can kind of see it evolve on the satellite pictures. We've had a lot of sort of these storms move in to Southern California. You can kind of see them swirling around out here, right? These sort of counterclockwise features. We've had a lot of those in the last couple of months that have come out into the Four Corners area. And when that happens, the standard response is to draw moisture north out of the Gulf of Mexico and bring some severe weather to the plains. We've just seen this pattern over and over again this spring. So we can track this, guys. It moves through the Four Corners area and the desert southwest tomorrow. And there's that Gulf moisture pulled up. And we've got all kinds of fronts in place to help trigger thunderstorms, like right along a dry line and near a warm front. So again, the shot for severe weather exists tomorrow in the high plains.
You know what's so interesting when you see all that Gulf moisture? So places like Oklahoma and Texas have picked up 12 plus inches of rain in just a couple of weeks. But California has picked up 2 inches to 3 inches the whole year.
Right.
And this is the available moisture that's accounting for, right?
That's a really good point. The source for the rain that we've seen so much has come from the Gulf of Mexico. These storms have been relatively benign as they've come on board into California, bringing some rain, but it's not until they get here that's when they release that water.
All right, thank you so much. Only the best explainer there is on anything with the swirlies and curlies.
Thank you.
All right, let's go back to Viv.
All right, thanks, guys. Well, we know that Memorial Day weekend is the start of summer for most, but Mother Nature says not so fast this year. Believe it or not, in some places you will need your jacket. We're tracking spring's big chill and letting you know how it's on the move. Will it sweep your way? We'll let you know.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, sun and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, cloudy intervals. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Need new tires? Right now at Pep Boys, when you get 3 Falcon, Cooper, or Hankook tires, you get the 4th tire free instantly. Plus, get no interest and paid in full within 12 months on your Pep Boys credit card. Trust the boys to get you there.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
Let's do a reality check. Kids will be kids. Dogs will be dogs. So let's get some paint that's more than just paint. Made to stand up to this and look beautiful for years. Let's lose the old marks and messes and stop new ones in their tracks. Let's worry-proof our walls. Let's do this. Right now, get $5 off cans and $20 off buckets of select paints and stains. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Introducing the new Can-Am Spyder F3. With a cruising riding position and the most advanced vehicle stability system in the industry, you'll ride with a feeling of complete freedom and confidence. Visit your Can-Am dealer and test drive the Spyder F3 today.
You know, some people have told me reverse mortgages sound too good to be true. I mean, you get cash out of your home, no monthly payments, and still own your home. There's got to be a catch, right, Jesse? Well, there isn't. It's like any other mortgage, only with a reverse mortgage, the loan's paid back when the last borrower leaves the home. In fact, reverse mortgages are based on a notion that President Reagan signed into law over 25 years ago in order to help seniors remain in their homes. If you're 62 or older and own your own home, you may qualify for a government-insured reverse mortgage with AAG that allows you to turn the equity in your home into tax-free cash. And with AAG, there are never any credit score requirements.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive a new free information kit, including a reverse mortgage guide and DVD, personal stories from people like you, and a brand new family guide for children and loved ones, all absolutely free with no obligation.
AAG can help you pay off credit card debt, eliminate monthly mortgage payments, and provide some real retirement security.
Call 1-800-661-0312 today to get your free AAG reverse mortgage information kit and bonus DVD.
In the kits, you'll receive a helpful 3-part guide. The first will show you how a government-insured reverse mortgage allows you to access the equity in your home as tax-free cash. 500,000 people have already done it. The second booklet contains stories told by people just like you who've had their lives changed forever using a reverse mortgage. And the third guide is full of helpful answers and information for children and loved ones.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free.
There's simply an effective way for folks just like you to get the cash you need to enjoy your retirement.
Call 1-800-661-0312 now to receive your information kit and DVD, all absolutely free. Call 1-800-661-0312 now.
AAG, the best advice for a better life.
All right, we want to keep you updated on the active weather. A severe thunderstorm watch out for the eastern parts of North Carolina. This is effective until 8 o'clock local time. It includes much of the Outer Banks and the Hatteras area down to Wilmington, so please watch out. There is a threat that those storms could produce some hailstones, some dangerous lightning strikes too. This is what's going on. We have a warm section right in here, and as the line of storms moves through the east to central parts of North Carolina, those storms could really start to fire within in the next couple of hours. So we'll keep you updated. Right now, no warnings have been issued, but again, we'll keep you updated. Alex?
All right, well, we'll certainly keep an eye out for tornado warnings because ever since tornado activity really started to ramp up this spring, the First Response Team of America has been busy. Last week, they were in Texas, helping one community recover from a tornado strike. Ana Rindez Rodriguez has their story.
Deep in East Texas cattle country, the small town of Van is easy to miss. But on May 10th, it was hit hard by an EF3 tornado.
I heard the sirens and then I heard the roar.
It was just destruction everywhere you went.
It's very sad to see this place like this. Very sad story, you know.
In an instant, 2 lives and more than 90 homes were lost to the tornado, but almost as fast, a legion of volunteers began to help their own.
Just the way we are. When somebody's in need, we come to try to help.
Van is a small town, but with a big heart.
While many came from nearby towns, the First Response Team arrived from Pennsylvania and immediately fired up their vast array of specialized rescue and recovery equipment.
There was so much heavy-duty work that needed to be done here. Huge trees fell to the ground, and they needed to be cut up and brought off the home sites.
One of those home sites belonged to Joan Britz, who had lived in Van for just 2 weeks. Many of her family keepsakes, packed in moving boxes before the tornado, were tossed far and wide.
When I met Joan, my heart really went out to her. We helped her go through the rubble and just simply find a few simple mementos.
These are memories and treasures that you've had. It's helping because I'm not having to live through every emotional attachment to each and everything. Y'all are an inspiration to me.
And during their deployment, Tad and his team found inspiration of their own in the tight-knit people of the Lone Star State.
Texas is made up of many small communities, and they don't just treat each other as neighbors, they all treat each other as family. And in this disaster, even though so much bad has taken place, so much good is happening.
Heartbreaking, isn't it? All right, well, a cool down is coming to the heartland, including Kansas City and Oklahoma City, both in play for temperatures 10 to 20 degrees below average. So let's show you this big chill as we show you what's happening also for Chicago and Detroit. You will see it as well. Right now, it is 57 degrees in Rapid City, 50 in Denver, in the 50s, Oklahoma City at 61. Now, it is part and parcel to kind of this colder air, and of course, we haven't seen much sun and the storms. Now, this is what's happening. This high pressure is involved and certainly in charge, and the clockwise flow around it, kind of banking up right against the mountains. And with that, this is really kind of the axis of where the coldest air is. Highs almost 30 below average until late week, including Oklahoma City and Wichita, North Platte, even into Denver, Colorado. So today, temperatures, you can see 10, 12, 27 in Lubbock, Texas, almost 30 degrees below average in North Texas. Tomorrow, temperatures kind of moderating, but they're still well below where we should be. So Oklahoma City, 81 degrees is where you should be. 60s today, tomorrow 75 by Saturday. And actually, there's no real change in sight, no real warmth for this part of the country. The kind of the pattern stays the same. Kansas City, well below average as well. Viv?
Well, not everyone's going to be chilly this holiday weekend. The heat will be on for some. That means it's crucial that you know the effect that heat can have. Our own Mike Seidel has a demonstration to help you beat the heat this upcoming Memorial Day weekend. So stay tuned for all of his tips.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram trucks. Guts, glory, Ram.
With the guts to stand apart. Join a league all their own.
No artificial flavors, colors, sweeteners, preservatives, and no artificial smiles. Because clean dressings taste better.
In a matter of seconds, your life can change.
We had kids still into school.
And it just hit us.
This was it. The Weather Channel's most watched original program is back.
Things are just going everywhere. was in a nightmare. And then it was silent.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 89 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, sun and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, cloudy intervals. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
To you, they're more than just a pet, so protect them with K9 Advantix 2. Its broad-spectrum protection kills fleas, ticks, and mosquitoes, too. K9 Advantix 2, for the love of dog.
Nice job, guys. And don't worry, this beauty will last and last, because I'm the only paint primer in one with Easy Wash formula, which you may find pretty handy someday.
Olympic One paint with exclusive Easy Wash formula stands up to 1,500 scrubs. Olympic, simply done, exclusively at Lowe's. This Memorial Day, stop by Lowe's and save $10 per gallon on Olympic's best paints and stains. Just another way Olympic makes it easy every step of the way.
If you're running a business, LegalZoom has your back. Over the last 10 years, we've helped 1 million business owners get started. Visit LegalZoom today for the legal help you need to start and run your business. Help is here.
Shopping for the family used to cause a lot of stress between me and my budget. But thanks to Fingerhut, we have found our happy place.
Life is definitely sweeter.
At Fingerhut.com, we got approved to shop with low monthly payments, over 200,000 items with brand names like Samsung, Dyson, DeWalt, and with great family stuff like this Samsung TV.
And even our yoga mats.
All you got to do is click on over to Fingerhut.com and get the credit you deserve to get all kinds of great stuff for the family.
Oh, cool. I can get my free credit score on Credit Karma.
I have great credit.
How do you know?
Duh.
Try Credit Karma. It's free, and you can see what your score is right now.
I just got my free credit score.
Credit Karma. Really. Free.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy, and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
When it comes to Medicare, everyone talks about what happens when you turn 65. But really, it's what you do before that counts. See, Medicare doesn't cover everything, only about 80% of Part B medical costs. The rest is on you.
Consider an AARP Medicare Supplement Insurance Plan insured by United Healthcare Insurance Company. Like all standardized Medicare Supplement insurance plans, it could really save you in out-of-pocket medical costs. So call now and request this free decision guide. Discover how an AARP Medicare Supplement plan could go long for you.
You want to choose your doctors. Avoid networks. What about referrals?
All plans like these let you visit any doctor or hospital that accepts Medicare patients, with no networks and virtually no referrals needed. So call now, request your free guide, and explore the range of AARP Medicare supplement plans.
65 may get all the attention, but now is a good time to start thinking about how you want things to be.
Go long.
Today.
All you got to do is show us something that's amazing out there. We love to see your pictures. Every picture you share, we'll try to share it as well right here on AMHQ.
You are watching the Weather Channel, and what better place to be, no better place to be, as we have the forecast for this upcoming Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, and you know what I'm looking at to sort of get a sense for what the weather's going to be like over the Memorial Day weekend? The water vapor imagery, Viv. You gotta look at that, right? Because that gives you an idea of where all the big swirlies are and stuff.
Yes.
The kind of circulations that produce meaningful weather. On this particular satellite picture, I'll tell you what, I can see them out here. I see a lot of sort of counterclockwise swirling going on out there, and that is some upper level energy that's going to be moving out across the plains, and I think initiating severe weather probably as early as tomorrow, but maybe a little bit more of an uptick by the time we get to Saturday as that upper level trough moves into the plains.
Yeah, upper level energy, the same thing as thunderstorms. That's what it translates to for the most part, in particular if you're in Texas or Oklahoma going through the weekend.
And the juice comes north out of the Gulf of Mexico, Viv, I know. And probably right along this feature called a dry line separating the moist air here from the dry air back to the west. A lot of times you can get storms along that. I think we'll see that over the weekend as well. And we've got some upper level wind energy with that incoming trough to help support severe weather, maybe even a couple of tornadoes with the winds kind of changing directions with height. There's the surface wind flow, and there's the wind flow just above the surface, kind of in a slightly different direction, allowing for some rotation, I think, in the atmosphere for the thunderstorm. So we have torcons on Saturday here, threes, and then also, again, up in parts of southwestern Nebraska. That's Saturday's story. Sunday, not a whole lot different, Viv. It's pretty much the same area, same torcon value, 30 to maybe at most 40% chance for tornado within 50 miles of the
And just in case you don't know, torcon is short for tornado conditions. And whenever you see the numbers on the scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the greatest chance of tornadoes, and you talk about a 4, that means a 40% chance of tornadoes on Memorial Day here in central Missouri.
Yep. That's exactly right. And now let's turn our attention to the tropics, because I find this really interesting too. Let's now look in the Pacific Ocean. So here's Mexico, there's Hawaii. There's a lot of thunderstorm activity out there right now, a lot more than you'd expect this time of year. It may have something to do with what's called El Nino, which is related to the warming.
Buzzword.
It's a buzzword, the warming of the waters here in the tropical Pacific. So we have some very warm water out there, we know, and some of those warm waters that are unusually warm may be attributed to El Nino, because it does explain a lot of the variability in the tropical Pacific that we see year to year. And a forecast for El Nino, here's now, right? Let me just draw that in a better line. There's now. Let me draw that in a better line, Viv. There's now. And then look, as we go into the summer months here, we're going to get into probably more El Nino state. So I think we might see more thunderstorm and tropical activity out in the West Pacific, where right now we've got an area to watch.
Okay, we'll keep everyone updated, that's for sure. Thanks very much, Dr. Ray. All right, back to you, Alexandra, in the studio.
All right, and talk about right now. Well, right now we are just a few short days away from Memorial Day, of course, the unofficial start of summer. A lot of us will spend that weekend at the beach. That means hot sand, but cool water. Our own Mike Seidel explains how much of a difference temperatures can make and why.
It is that time of the year when many of us will be heading out to the lake and the beach. And how about those days when it's so hot you can't even get across the sand without your shoes on because you're concerned about getting your feet burnt? How about this sand here near this creek bed right now? The temperature reads 105 degrees. That's why we head to the ocean and cool off. The water out here in the stream right now reads 73. That's about a 30-plus degree difference between the water and the sand. And also remember, in the summertime, we often get those cooler sea breezes that blow from the water to the ocean front during the afternoon, keeping us extra cool.
All right, extra cool. You got that right, Mike. It is cold and rainy and damp in Washington, D.C. in the low 50s. Should be in the upper 70s this time of year. All right, Saturday and Sunday, pretty nice, warming up. Sunday, really, eastern portion of the country, the warmest and best beach day. Monday, 90 degrees and some morning storms in Washington. So when you're crossing the bridge, heading out to those beaches of the Delmarva, really, this looks like the best day. Monday will be the warmest, but a chance for storms as well. Well, before the holiday weekend gets here, some of you face big weather challenges. That includes, of course, Wichita Falls, Texas. Ahead on the show, what relentless rain has done to hundreds of people and whether a much-needed dry break is finally on the way.
Currently in our area, 90 degrees under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, sun and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, cloudy intervals. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. Low 75. Friday, thunderstorms developing in the afternoon. High 89. Chance of rain 50%. Here's our 7-day outlook.